I'm Tim Morrison from Time Magazine, and we're here on Willie Nelson's tour bus with the country legend himself. Willie has a new album out called Country Music. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Gaia Thiel would like to know what was one of your most memorable moments on stage?
The first time I got on stage when I was about 5 years old, and it was at a church social, and I had a poem to recite. And I had on a little white sailor suit with a little red fringe around it. And I was going to make my little speech, and my nose started bleeding all over my little sailor suit. And so I went up to make my speech, and I put one finger here to stop the bleeding, and said, "What are you looking at me for? I ain't got nothing to say. If you don't like the looks of me, you can look some other way." And that was my first performance. So I've never had stage fright since.
Wow. On your new album, Country Music, what would you say is your favorite track?
Well, I have several on there. I like Freight Train Boogie because it's up-tempo, and I like The Man with the Blues.
If you need some advice, being lonely, and if you need a little help and feeling blue, and if you need some advice on how to cry all night, come to me, I'm the man with the blues.
You've done a lot of duets and a lot of projects with a lot of people, both in country and outside of country. Who would you say have been some of your favorite people to work with?
Well, Waylon, of course. Waylon Jennings and I had a lot of fun recording together. And Julio Iglesias, that was good. Frank Sinatra, I enjoyed that. Patsy Cline and Toby Keith, and so it's hard to say who your favorite is.
What was your experience like with Frank Sinatra?
Great.
You guys got along pretty well?
Yeah, heck yeah. We did a couple of commercials together with Ronald Reagan for a space program.
Willie boy, I'm glad we're doing this thing together.
Yeah, that's because we share the same feelings about space technology.
That's right.
He always has been my favorite singer. As far as I'm concerned, he is the singer, and the rest of us, we trot along behind him.
You're the president and founder of Farm Aid. On the subject of farming and on the subject of oil, we had many questions about Willie.
Yeah.
Now, can you sort of explain a little bit what Willie is?
Well, Willie is a product that we make from vegetable oil that will operate your diesel engines, and we can take ourselves off of the, depending on oil, and depending on going around the world, starting wars, doing all this crap for oil. I think the farmers can pull us out of our economic problem just by growing our food and our fuel for us. And I think it needs to be the small family farmer, because he grows food that he feeds his family. The big corporate farmers are not that concerned about the quality. So I think we turn it back over to the small family farmers and let them pull us out of this.
Does this bus run on biodiesel?
This bus runs on vegetable
oil. We have a question from Karen Doe in Newport Beach, California, who wants to know, Willie, what are your views on legalizing marijuana in America?
Well, I think it's a matter of time. I think there's 12, 14 states that have already done it, Hawaii, California, Colorado. And I think sooner or later we'll eventually get around to legalizing it everywhere, because people are beginning to see that it's not as horrible as they once were taught and that it was.
Well, most of these states have legalized marijuana for medicinal purposes, and you're talking about legalizing it for recreational use as well.
Well, it's like alcohol. A lot of people say they drink medicinally, But there's some of us that might argue with them about it.
A reader from Texas, Phil Ott, asks, would you ever consider running for governor of Texas?
I've thought about it. I've thought about senators and different things, but no, I never did do it, and I don't think I ever would. I think it's hard work.
I see on your bus you have a bumper sticker that says, "Don't blame me, I voted for Willie Nelson." Was there an attempt to get you drafted into this?
I think so.
Did somebody give you that, or was that?
Yeah.
That's great. Bram Rodenberg in the Netherlands says, My 34-year-old brother, a big fan of yours, has had a very tough life so far. What helps you getting through difficult times in life?
Positive thinking, believing that it's going to be okay. So far it has been.
You had a whole book, the Tao of Willie, which was
Yeah.
sort of about this,
Yeah.
right? I mean, what sort of...
It's all about the same thing, about now, how are things now? You look okay, I look okay, you folks are all right. Why bitch about anything? You're not hungry, you're not cold, you're not wet, neither am I. You know, we've got plenty of food, we're not sick, so right now everything is fine. And if you continue to live in the now, then things will be okay after a while.
Okay. Willie Nelson, thank you very much for
You're
joining us.
welcome. Yeah.